Hey, you guys. So I'm just getting cozy. I'm getting cozy in my house. I just got it set up for fall. Blessed, blessed fall equinox and blessed Ostara, spring equinox for our family from down under. So today I'm so excited because my witch is out. I'm like, you know what? I'm only going to bring her out when I feel like she wants to be out. And she hasn't wanted to be out for a while. And so I thought maybe it's just going to be an October thing. But no, she's like, I'm fall baby because I'm a fall baby. So you guys, hi, I'm so excited. Also, just to let you know, you definitely want to subscribe, keep going with this awesome soul family tribe. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just words. They're just labels. But we are really moving forward quickly. I was getting downloads today like you would not believe, and we are really rising in numbers, and it's exciting. And you know that old saying, no news is good news, right? Because it's like, do we really want to know about other stuff, like other people's stuff? Like, we really should just kind of like stay in our lane. That's kind of like how I feel about that energy. And I think our tribe, what I feel like anyway, is we're all starting to learn how to stay in our lane. And when I say that, I mean, which by the way, I know it's kind of moving around. I don't have fancy software. It's my phone. I tried to make the lighting as great as I could, but this is really the best place for me to do this because I really wanted to, have this. In fact, I don't know if it's going to be blurry and you see me or whatever, but if it doesn't matter, you can just turn it over and just listen to what I'm saying. But just a lot of revelations have been coming through for me, and oh yeah, Spirit's like Mercury retrograde, woo woo woo, yeah, right. But to them it was like a funny ha ha ha. I digress, because I've been hanging out with them for a while. Like they're all are welcome. You know what I mean? And for our greatest and highest good. For our greatest and highest good. Not all are welcome, because when you say that, you're bringing anything in. So be careful. Also, do not have a welcome mat outside your house. I heard this from a witch, and it really resonated, and I'm like, I never thought of it that way. She goes, yeah. She's like, well, not she. I mean, I was talking to Spirit about it. It was something I watched when I saw it. But I realized that, you know, if we're just allowing whatever energies or entities like to come into our orbit, then it's kind of on us to clean up our mess. And I'm just feeling from Spirit that this fall is going to be filled with a lot. I mean, I was going to bring out my calendar and go through each month and do all of that, but then Spirit said, no, we're going to do a pick a reading. So the pick a reading is going to be what's in store for you this fall, or what does fall have in store for you, that kind of thing. And we are going to go through the months, okay? So you definitely want to subscribe to not miss that reading. It's going to be really awesome. I don't know when Spirit's going to have me do it. They may have me do it today. I don't know. I actually smudged my new house today. It was a kind of an initial smudging. I kind of wanted to see what I was dealing with in there, because most of the things are out, but at that point there were still some things in there. And boy, oh boy, did my partner and I, man, we really we were working, pushing back some fucking dark shit in there. But it's okay. It's all right. We pulled out what needed to be pulled out, and the rest is going out tomorrow. So the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys is that I felt like the giddy witch. And maybe that'll be a new segment, or maybe that's just today. I don't know. But instead of the bitchy witch, this is the giddy witch, because I'm super, super, super excited about what's happening. And I just wanted to let you guys know that never, ever, ever dream too big. Never dream too big. Never dream too big. Now, if you're dreaming something and it's not coming to fruition, it does not automatically mean that it's not for you. It could just be that time, or it could just not be for you in this lifetime. And that is the fun part of this earth school, this kind of game, if you will, is to figure out not just who we are, but where we're going. And living in the present and living in the now. Live in the now, man. It really does make a difference. Ooh, I guess when I lean in, you see me better. Hi. but I know I'm all over the place, but I asked for this from Spirit. I'm like, should I smoke more? Should I not smoke more? You know, I love to play with, I have all different strains of cannabis. It's legal where I live. And, you know, I have little nugs. And I like that because I just get like little grams all the time, because that's the energy that Spirit wants me to work with. That's the plant that I'm meant to work with. And I know I'm going to be all over the place, but I have to digress again and tell you this. I had such an amazing experience the other day picking blueberries. I went to a farm and picked blueberries myself. Now, I've done that before, but that was the first time I did something like that. And since I've been like this, and I felt so connected to the earth. You'll see me doing this a lot. It's because I've got oil in my hair. I'm getting it ready for my next color. But it was my color for fall. Feel free to put in the comments what color you think I'm going to do this fall. But yeah, it was just this experience of connecting to the earth and, you know, getting to know the place where I live. You know, as most of you know, my husband and I, we moved 2 hours away from where we were living for the last like 5 years, almost, no, 6 years, I guess. I don't know. 5 years? I think 5 years. 5 or 6 years. I don't know. Doesn't matter. And we are now living in the place that was his ancestors. So it's really neat that we have this experience to get to know the land through all different facets, through all different, you know, experiences. And by the way, I do know I look like Gandalf today. I was getting ready. And my higher self was like, I have like a handful of things I can wear. I still haven't gotten the rest of my clothes yet out of storage for fall. But anyway, so I'm like layered up like a motherfucker because it's cold. But yeah, I just realized, like, Spirit said that our theme for fall 2022 is gratefulness. And all of these things that I'm telling you about, these little snippets of things that I'm leading you down, these little rabbit holes into my labyrinth, into my Lula's labyrinth, right? It's just this mindful, awesome place of gratitude and understanding that I fucking literally like wrote this down. I'm so grateful that we wrote it in a journal 7 years ago. I can't wait to pull it out of storage and show it to you guys. Seriously, it's called A Cabin in the Woods. It's just freaky, but awesome freaky, you know what I mean? Like where we said what we wanted and you realize, like, I mean, I've been manifesting shit my whole life. I've been manipulating and using magic my entire life, even when I knew that even when I didn't think or say I knew what I was doing, I knew what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like directly or indirectly, it didn't matter. And so what I got from Spirit today was that the message is to never, ever, ever, ever dream too big. And if it doesn't come, remember that rejection is their protection. So it's just saying, like, you're not ready for that, right? Today, when I was going around and smudging the house, all of a sudden in this one room, there was this echo. And I was like, oh, wow. And I know, of course, it's empty. You know, it's, you know, hardwood. I think it's like fake hardwood, but whatever. Floors, but real wood on the ceiling. But it was that moment where I was like, even when furniture gets in here, I can tell this can echo. But I started singing in there and I was like, oh shit. And I told my husband, I was like, dude, I'm like, I want to put a piano in here. Because I've been trying to think about, I was like, we definitely want a piano. We both do. And just for, like, you know, to play around, to write music, whatever. But also when people come over that play, like, you know, yeah, man, please entertain us with your gifts, you know. One of our tribe members, Zoe, donated a ukulele. And I just knew I was meant to have it. But the more I played, I'm like, I don't think this is mine. I'm like, I think it's for the house. Or it's meant to go back to her. I don't know. One of our other tribe members, Bailey, if she's still in our tribe, I'm not really sure. But there was an acoustic guitar that I felt like was meant to go into her direction. And maybe she's moved it on. But if not, I thought maybe that'll probably end up back in there. If not, it'll be whatever, you know. And I just want everyone to know, like, everything is happening exactly as it's meant to. Right? Like even now, I was just like, I'm throwing names out because these are people that I know and I love. It's like, whether we're in each other's tribe or whether we're like you know, walk 5 minutes with each other or whatever. It's like they'll always be part of our tribe. And if people go walk away, that's okay too. That's what I'm realizing, is that this attachment of energies and people, and um, just how much I still need to learn and grow, and how much I love spirit. You know what I mean? Just like how amazing this journey is. And the topper of the toppers, though, I will tell you this, and why this kind of started this way, the Giddy Witch, was that every time we've had an obstacle with the house, like literally like every single time, I'm trying to not get stuck, something else comes our way to say, okay, well, you can have this, but this won't be there, or that won't be there, or whatever. I'm like, okay. And as we've been kind of like climbing, I realize it's been a trust issue. I don't really trust a lot of people. A lot of you guys know that. I don't trust a lot of people. And it's because I have been hurt, used, burned. And then in turn, I was hurting, I was abusing, you know what I mean? So we are all one. And what we give out is what we give back. And, you know, I'm going to put a link below. Always look in the description box, because there's always cool things for you to research, look up, whatever you need to, you know, put you further on your path. Little breadcrumbs, if you will, that spirit has me put there. And I started to like see this connection with everything and everyone, and how divine it is, and how loose lips sink ships. Meaning, like, there's been many times where I want to be like, rah, rah, or just like say things or be mean or whatever. It's like, because I would retract back to the old version of me that was hurt, that was made fun of, that was, you know, that was scared of literally being killed for being what I am. My family and friends saying, you know, what's wrong with you? Or you're crazy, or your gifts are from the devil, just like all this shit. And I was just like, wow. But over time, I realized, like, spirit, oh, it's so cute. I just noticed on these tissues from Trader Joe's, it says, I'm there when you're sick. And that's what spirit's saying. That's what we do as light workers. That's what spirit does for us. They're there when we're sick. And you know, I'm not saying that they're sick. I'm just saying that we are all at different levels of consciousness. So if somebody is putting themselves above you, or saying that you're crazy, or that you're the crazy one, they're the sane one, and you're judging your whole life, your whole experience on what other people are saying about you, then you're never going to grow. You know, you're never going to be what you were supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's like, you're here to help people. You're here to love. You know, that was the other thing I got from spirit. It was all about like love and gratefulness. And when we respond with love, even when people are being harsh or mean to us, but when we give them love back, and we remind them that, you know, love does exist, and that you're not weird or queer or strange or whatever because you're loving with your whole heart, or you're loving yourself and others with your whole heart. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. And I'm saying all of this because that's what prevented me from really believing in myself. And over the last, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years, I've been working so diligently on myself. And of course, you know, we're always going to be a work in progress. But at the same time, you know, in each stage, in each growth process that we have, we become more aware of who we really are. And I looked everywhere. I mean, I looked everywhere for people like me. And I would find them, but they were still hurting or damaged or whatever. And I love them for that. You know, that's why we came together. But I felt like the more I tried to heal myself, or the more I tried to grow and evolve, the more it wasn't revered, you know. And then I realized that these aren't my real friends, these aren't my real family, they don't want the best for me. It was, you know, there was also this, like, got this energy of like, ugh, like they put up with me, like almost like the butt of the joke all the time and whatever. And that shit really got to me. I was the youngest of, you know, 3 siblings, and both my, you know, parents had big families. I'm like, families. So I didn't think I deserved what is happening to me right now. And thankfully, my partner in the last few weeks gently and lovingly fed my words back to me. And he would say it too, like that. He's like, I'm just going to say you back to you. He's like, you have to believe you deserve this. Because every time we ran into a roadblock, I was like, this isn't going to work. I'm like, we just need to move on. We just need to go somewhere else. I'm like, this isn't our place. This isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. I love this blanket. This was a gift actually from our new landlord. But what I started to understand was, once all of the dark things started to like fall away, once I could truly be myself, I didn't have to be around people that weren't being themselves. Once I kind of took my power back, I realized that everything was just fine, and I could ask for what I wanted, and all he could say was no. So the best part of this story is, my most exciting part of this story is, I said to Alder the other day when we went in there, it was so horrible. The cabinets, whatever, I was like, he just let it go too long, you know? It was so infested with mice that I was like, no, I'm like, this isn't gonna work. I'm like, they've been like living in here for so long. This all has to be ripped out. And I came back here and cried, and then Alder took me, you know, down to the water, and we had this really great adventure day, the last day of summer. It was it was like a miracle day. It was just so amazing. Instead of, like, normally on the first day of fall we like to go somewhere in nature, but instead Spirit took us on this amazing ride, this emotional ride on the last day of summer, and we just like did all these things and had these amazing experiences. And then he was like, I think we just need to ask him, you know. So then yesterday I got all caught up in my head, and all of a sudden my phone rang, and it was our landlord. And he says, hey, I want to come up there today and go through the place with you, and I want to like talk to you about like what you want me to do. And he's like, you know, I have to make some repairs and adjustments, and he's like, I just want to see, you know, if there's anything you want to, you know, change, add, or whatever. So we went up there, and we ended up having this awesome conversation before. We did some Reiki. It was really powerful. And then we went in the house, and he literally gave me everything I wanted. And he was like looking at me like, it's not that hard. Why didn't you just tell me like that's what you want? He's like, that's what I've been trying to ask you. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, but I was like afraid to fully ask for it. Not that I didn't think I deserved it, although Aldo would probably say that that's not true. But it wasn't that I didn't think I deserved it. It really wasn't that. Actually, you know what? I had this belt on and it was cute before, but now it's like kind of irritating me. I was like, I can't breathe. I'm like, it's making me feel, I need to get comfortable. There we go. But what was so cool about it was that he saw what I saw, and we had the same vision, and we had the same conversation. Look at that. You see that up there? And it's like, we're trying to stay present, and we don't want to be like, you know, whatever. But he's like, this is your house. And I said, yeah. I'm like, I feel like this is my house. And I'm like, he goes, it's your house. He goes, if you want me to rip all the cabinets out, I'll rip all the cabinets out. I go, I want everything ripped out. I want to start from scratch. I go, I feel like we are going to buy this house. And I said, I don't want to look back on this and say, we went through all that work to tear it out a year later. That's silly, you know? And I guess he wanted to see how serious we were. So long story short, like, all this really awesome work has been coming both of our ways, and it's just everything's falling into place. And once we really said yes, to ourselves, to spirit, to the ancestors. They were like, done, done and done. So yeah, I'm literally going to have nothing. So because of that, or we're going to have nothing, I shouldn't say me, that's a little, yeah, but because of that, we're going to stay in the RV a little bit longer. I mean, Spirit kept showing me December, like, and get this. So he calls today to tell me more good news. You know, he's got this cleaning crew coming in, this professional cleaning crew. They're going to work from top to bottom. They're going to work Saturday and Sunday to get it done, because I'm having the furniture that we got is, if you guys didn't watch the other video, we got this amazing set of waterfall vintage furniture for $100. 5 pieces with the mirror, with 2 mirrors. So 3 pieces and 2 mirrors, so 5 pieces. And it was in their family. So they were the only ones that ever owned it, them and like his parents from the East Coast. And it's like old wood from like the 40s, like waterfall. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's all I can say. So that's being, we were going to have that being delivered on the 30th in the morning. So like we're today in real time, it's the 23rd of September. So we just have a lot of things plugging along. And Sarah, our old landlord, was really cool about us picking up our stuff after Mercury goes direct. So we're going to be picking our stuff up in the beginning of October. And we're just getting at least one part of the house really good, completely clean, rodent free, you know, sealed tight, so that we can put everything in there and store it in there until we get the rest of the house finished, which we're hoping to be done by the end of October. But if it doesn't, and if it does go to December, yikes, but we're going to work with it. And at least I know what it's like to live in a big camper, but this one's a bigger camper, and at least we have a bedroom, and it's definitely been easier. Bubba has her own space. She loves it. Like, the area that we're in on the property is awesome. We love it. The deer family live here, so we kind of like coexist with them. And yeah, so it's just really magical. And I am the giddy witch right now, because all of my dreams are fucking coming true. Everything. So, and not only that, but I think I told you guys that one of Alder's cousins is donating his old VW van from the 80s, and Alder's seen it, and he said it's in really good shape. So we're actually going to transform that into like a little tiny rig that we can drive, but also that can be on the property. So when people want to come and visit, they can stay there. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. It's so amazing. And, you know, it's like, and I don't know if I told, if you've seen the other videos or whatever, but in one of the videos, after we had seen the property the first time, I was like, oh wow, this place is, I mean, it was in rears. I mean, it was in really, really rough shape, like really rough shape. However, when we were leaving and driving back to where we were staying at the time, all of a sudden, the man who's our landlord, his wife passed away. She actually chose us. And I don't know if I told you guys this or not. And I don't know how long this is going to go on. It's already gone on longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was just going to tell you a quick little thing, but here we are. So we put in an ad for barter and trade for camping gear in the summer when we lost our spot and had to sell Big Camper. We couldn't find a place to put Big Camper. We didn't want to drive her. We didn't want to take her. We didn't feel like she was meant to come with us. And long story short, we sold her, and we were living on the road. We thought at first it was kind of fun, you know, but then we're like, okay, we're going to need like a bigger tent. We're going to need more stuff. And we didn't want to go through all of our money that we had, because we only had so much saved. We were trying to move in somewhere. And we put in an ad for barter and trade for Alder's mechanic services. Come to find out, our landlord, Jolly, he and his wife were looking for a mechanic, and they had this RV, and they wanted to do a trade. We didn't get back to them right away. It's a long story how it all went down, but she died in the meantime. And by the time we got back to them, she had literally just like a week. I mean, it was really wild. He has my dad's birthday. I mean, there's just all of these things that there's just so much magic. It's undeniable. Also, the grasshopper is our spirit animal to work with over fall. And if you know anything about the grasshopper, it's all about good fortune. But that'll be in the description box below as well for you to research on your own, because you will retain the information more if you research it on your own, I promise you. If they call me to put a snippet down there, I will do that as well. Or maybe they'll have me put it in the comment box. But always kind of check around, thumb through, you know, and go through my YouTube channel. There's always fun stuff going on there, playlists, old stuff. But yeah, there's just so much magic, you guys, and I want you to believe in this, because so many times, you know, you'll say, but Lula, I'm trying this, or this isn't happening, or, you know, whatever. And I'm like, I know. But those of you who've been walking with me a long time, you know, like, look at where I'm at right now. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know how this was going to go down, or when this would happen, or how this would happen. I've just had to keep going with the flow. And here it is. And it's like literally right in front of me. It's literally right in front of me. And anytime I start to like digress or feel something, or I'll say to spirit, like, what if this happens, or what if that happens? They're like, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't? They're like, what if this goes off without any hitches and everything is awesome and this is it and this was your gift? They're like, what if that? And I said, you know what? You're right. And I'd rather live in that, because that's more fun. They wanted me to bring in more of the flames, because that's more fun. Have fun and love. I have been a good teacher in some ways to you guys, and I've been a great mentor to you guys in a lot of ways too. But, you know, my path is not yours. So, you know, you have to do what's right for you. That's why I don't get upset if people walk away from me and start, you know, I pray people come back, but if they don't, that's okay too. But I've only been ever working from my own, not just my level of consciousness, but my level of experiences. And because of the abuse and the trauma and a lot of the things that I went through, the fuckery, like in my childhood and throughout my life, you know, all these situations that I put myself into, but I had to, so that I could be this person, so that I could tell you, this is what happened to me. Nothing was easy. I had to work every fucking step of the way. It's not like that. Yes, you can do witchcraft like that, but instant karma is going to get you. John Lennon fucking was a powerful witch. Of course, look at Yoko. Come on. Look at Cher. Stevie Nicks. I can go on and on. Bette Midler. I mean, there's so many. Sarah Jessica Parker. Kathy and Jimmy. That's not an accident. That's not an accident. I'm excited for Hocus Pocus too, actually. I actually thought the movie was so stupid, and then I rented it. I think it was last Halloween, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute. It's all the way you look at things, right? Because you may look at something in one way when you're one age, and then you may look at it again from a completely different perspective, you know? And that's basically what this whole experience has given me, is perspective. By the way, Bubba wanted to come in right before this started. She's like chilling out. And now I'm like so excited, and I've been taking videos, you know I have. But I'm really excited because next week, everything will be completely ripped out of there. And then we're gonna start from scratch. And that's what I'm excited about, is to see it completely like, you know, bare bones. Because I saw this grand piano. I don't know if it's gonna be ours or not, but I told Alder from the beginning, I said we need to save at least $300 to $400 for piano movers, because we are never going to be able to get a piano up here on our own. We're going to have to get piano movers, and I don't even know if they'll be able to make it up this steep hill. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I saw this vintage grand piano that was so witchy and magical. I was like, holy fucking shitballs, and it was fucking free. And they said it still works. Of course, it needs to be tuned, you know, whatever. But I said I want to be able to invest, you know, in a tuner and a mover would be perfect together. But I know they'll come when they're meant to. Everything will show up. A wizard always arrives when they're meant to. That's the exciting part. But yeah, you know, I was like, maybe we don't even need to put the kitchen there. Maybe we should move the kitchen over there, you know? And the more we started talking about it, I got excited, because Jolly was a contractor. He was a master sergeant in the military. You know, and then he was a builder. He was a home builder. So I'm very excited to work with him on this. And it was so funny, because I was like, I feel like I'm being so demanding. And I go, because he's like, what do you want? I go, what would your wife want? And he's like, oh, that's a different story. He's like, she would have wanted, he's like, she's not into like the bohemian thing like you are, your little witchy vibe or whatever he said. He's like, she would want, she was more into the aesthetic of like nice cabinets or whatever. He's like, that's her, right? That's everybody has their own thing. But I'm like, no, I'm like, let's put it like cool, like tables, and like, let's get some old, like a cool pie chest, I'm like, I want to do things neat and fun and witchy. I'm like, this is my, literally the door is like, it has the, what do you call it? The arch, the front door anyway. So it's just exciting, and I just want you guys to know that it's okay to dream big. It took us 7 years to get here, but we go in cycles of 7. So it doesn't surprise me. Also, Alder and I both, are 50 this year, which fives are all about change and transformation. And people always say, like, it's like, if you live to be 100, it's like, so when you get to 50, that's why they call it over the hill, because like you finally made it. And it is, there's something magical about that I'm glad that I've been renting all this time. And, I've moved all these times and lived in all these cool buildings or these cool places or homes or whatever. But like, this one is going to be ours. And, even today, like Jolly was like giving me these really cool ideas. Oh, by the way, I get to name it. He told me I can name the road whatever I want. Cause it's been kind of like in flux. Like they haven't put in a mailbox in or put in a proper address or anything like that. It's been in flux for a while. But he's like, you can put your own like road name on it or whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, because he said, Alder said you called it Fairy Lane. And I said, well, yeah. I go, but also I'm like, there's literally blackberries going up all the way up the driveway. So I was like, Blackberry Lane would be really cute too. And then he's so cute. He goes, you know what I was going to call it if we ever, retired up here or whatever. I don't remember what he said. I don't think they were ever going to retire here. I think it was always investment. Doesn't matter. I said, what? And he goes, Jolly's Folly. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, that's so cute. And I go, oh, what about the Jolly Fairy? So I don't know if that right now that's the one we're working with is the Jolly Fairy. But it's like a road, so it's like a private road. It's up the hill. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. And it's, all you need is love, man. All you need is love. And to believe. I mean, I had to believe in this, and I had to believe in myself, and I had to stop listening to what other people said, and I had to stop listening to people's judgment. And that's just what they think or what they feel or whatever. It's like, it doesn't fucking matter. So do what makes you happy. This fall is about doing what makes ourselves happy, but doing it with love and gratitude, the gratefulness, because this fucking witch is giddy because all my dreams are coming true. I'm like everything. I mean, I literally like when I could see it, even though it's not fully ripped out, I could kind of see it. And there's like these really cool wood framing around the windows, and I literally saw like dried herbs and like saw all my stuff, like I actually, it's interesting because right before we went up to look, I'd been drying some cilantro that I got at the farmer's market like several weeks ago, and it was really interesting because I just like, put it all together and put it in a spice jar. So when we got up there, I was like, holy shit, like I saw that, So I'm excited to make my little witchy potions and do my witchy stuff, and like fall is my season, baby. And if fall is your season, stick around because it's going to get really fucking lively. And I'm going to be doing tutorials and fun stuff, and we're going to be making things over. I'm excited to learn about the land. Thank you. Goddess bless the cottage fairy. I'm going to give her a shout out because she has really inspired me. There's a few people that have inspired me, and if spirit calls me to put them down, I will. I just got the most beautiful piece of artwork from the ancient Star Queen. It's wearable art, but I have a feeling I'm going to frame it. It's the goddess Isis. It's beautiful, and she did a blessing on it. So I'm just really excited. There's a lot of cool things that are coming together, and who could ask for anything more? I mean, honestly, who could ask for anything more? That's been my little theme from Judy Garland. If you hadn't seen that shorts that I put, I've been pushing away and pushing back my magic for decades because I just wanted to be loved and I wanted to be accepted for who I was. But I was told by so many people around me, who I worked for, etc., it didn't matter. that, you know, I was weird, and why was I like this, and why couldn't I be normal, and just all of these things. And I'm like, because I'm not fucking normal, and I don't want to be normal. There's no such thing as normal. Every single one of us is weird and strange and queer. I love these words. They're wonderful, because I would rather be that than a fucking drone or a robot. And you know, it's interesting because and that's not to downsize, you know, whatever, you know, like people are going through what they're going through. I'm not saying that people, that they're not like me, they're drones or robots. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying. And they will wake up in time. But don't be afraid to wear your witch. Don't be afraid to wear your wizard. Don't be afraid to wear your magic. Be who you are. This is the time. This is the hour. You do have the strength and you do have the power. And don't let anybody else tell you who you are. Because this fucking October, this November, this December is gonna be lit. But let us work through the end of September. Just let it flow. You know, I wanted to get all jazzed up for you guys and be all cute and be like, oh, fall's here. And I'm like, no, I've got shit to do, man. I'm fucking remodeling my house. I'm like, I got shit to do. And I want to be here for you guys, but I also have shit to do. So, you know, when there's spirit work, there's spirit work. I've been recording like crazy, so much nature stuff. I've just been recording a lot and working with a lot of spirit animals. We saw this amazing herd of elk the other day, and just how the animals have been interacting with me and my partner and Bubba. Like there's these eagles that have been coming around here and just like warning me, you know, to look out for Bubba and things like that. It's seriously, there's just so much magic up here, and I can't wait for you to come and visit, because eventually it will be a place where you can come and learn, and you can come and work with the plant medicine and all facets and all forms. I don't know, before we talked about calling it the collective, but it's so on the nose now. And an old friend of mine, an old wizard, had said, how about the collective? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. But now I'm starting to think I want to do something even more, you know, I feel like it'll come to us when it's time. But in the meantime, I'm excited to work on this, and we'll see what happens, you know. It could even be like, we spoke about this too, I'm like, it could even be that we're bringing this together for him to sell, and we find something else, because in a way it's not very big right now. You know, it's on 5 acres, but it's staggered acres on the hills. And because the way that the lines were drawn, because this was timber, this has been timbered out around it, you know, it's kind of, it's just not a, it's just, I thought we'd have more flat land. Let's put it that way. I thought we'd have more flat land and horses and things like that. So we'll either end up buying the acreage around this, or we'll get it to a place, and then, you know, we'll help him sell it, and he'll get what he deserves. Because it's a magical place. Wait till you see the view. The view is unbelievable. It's just gorgeous. So that's why I was like, I kind of wanted to put a grand piano. There's this one window with this view, and I was like, I feel like that would be an amazing place to put a piano, but that's where the kitchen is. So I don't know. But then we found this one place or any piano really. Well, it'd have to be low enough, because the window I wouldn't want to take up, you know. So anyway, I could talk to you guys about this forever. So just stay tuned. It's going to be fun. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Whatever's meant to be will be. Que sera, sera. There's been a lot of music and movies and things that have been coming into my orbit. So if they come into my orbit when I'm editing this, then I will put it in the description box below. Otherwise, the other things will be in the description box below that we spoke about. And look out for those readings, because they're, honestly, I'm so excited. I don't know how many piles, what cards, I don't know. I have a feeling, I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be our Making Magic. However, I just did a bunch of shorts with this deck, so I don't know. I guess we'll see. And I know some of you have been chomping at the bit to do, when am I going to do another, you know, 7-day, you know how we like to do the spiritual fast kind of thing, or what do we call them, Spirit? The challenges, the 7-day challenge, the 28-day challenge. I don't know if we will do anything like that this fall. I thought we would be doing it this summer. Of course, you know, if you've been following me, you know, we've been on the road and living home free, off the grid. So I'm not sure exactly how all of that is going to go down. Right now, I'm not getting anything, but if you would like any one-on-one time with me outside of the YouTube channel, you can email me at themagicalmedium@gmail.com, and it's in the description box below. Also, I think in the About section, there's a link there. There's a link to that. And I'm about to sync up my new address. I know a lot of you wanted to send new cards and new decks. Yes, I'm about to sync that up as well. So lots of good stuff is coming. So stay tuned. Until next reading, take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed fall. I love you so much. Until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be your hope.